Hey guys, Tila Herman here. Today we're a couple minutes away from today being Tuesday, March the 10th, and I want to share with you an experience that I had today. I was planning on going over to talk with my hairstylist about signing her up with Beachbody and getting her to be a coach, because she's a life coach basically anyway, right? That's what all hairstylists do, is they help people with their problems and help make them feel better and look better. And long story, right? Life happens to everybody, and that's one thing that I'm always telling you guys about. I telling you guys like you don't know it, right? But that's one thing that I guess is a constant in my life, is that life happens and you have to learn to accept it. Well, today my friend Stephanie was just so crazy busy that she worked 8 or 9 hours today. She's a hairstylist on her feet. She did not get to sit down at all until like I showed up at her house after 9 o'clock, and she still hadn't sat down yet. Long story short, we didn't get to talk. We didn't get to talk today like we were supposed to, but I met her roommate's friend and I really connected with him. Then, let's see, what else happened? The other thing, oh my gosh, that's not supposed to happen. But I went to the convenience store and I heard this woman who was going on and on about, like, you could tell that she was, and who she was talking to was being very rude to her. That's all you could tell, is that this woman was in tears and she needed kindness in her life, right? I'm not thinking Beachbody. I'm thinking God. I'm thinking I need to be living out my calling, and my calling is to help people, right? And it doesn't matter whether I ever earn, and I've said this time and time again, I don't care whether I make a dime off of somebody or not. If I know that I've helped somebody, I can sleep at night, and I can sleep good at night. And so today, at the gas station, this woman was just arguing with someone on the phone, and I could tell it wasn't pleasant. And whatever, she paid for her stuff. I kind of cleaned up some of her mess. She'd made a mess over by the ice, or the sodas and stuff, so I cleaned it up a little bit, because that's what I do. I worked at a convenience store before, and I know how hard it is. People come in, they leave it like a piece of trash, you know, like they just, anyway, it's another story entirely. And as we're leaving, she's standing by her car, and she is just kind of like talking to herself and kind of crying, and you can tell by looking at her makeup she's been crying, and she's just she just wants somebody to listen to her. And she said, you know, I don't understand it. I do so much for her. You know, she has a 2014. I didn't understand who she was talking about or anything, you know, like, but she wanted to be heard. And so I listened to her, and I got my husband an icy. I put it up in the car, and I said, I just asked her, she's a stranger. I said, do you need a hug? Like, really, do you need a hug? And she said, yeah, I think I do. And I said, just a minute. And I put my ices up, and I went over to her and I hugged her. No agenda on my mind. No agenda on my mind. And she starts talking about how the people in her life are walking all over her, and they're taking advantage of her because she's a nice person, and she doesn't understand why everyone in her life does this to her. Now's not the time to get into a big argument, or not into a big discussion about why people walk over you and my whole theory behind it. It's not the time or the place. So I gave her a hug. I asked her how old her daughter was. She said their daughter just turned 19. And I said, it's going to get better, Mama. I promise you, it's going to get better. Like, I've been a 19-year-old girl too, not too long ago. To make sure God wasn't going to strike me down, right, with lightning. Seriously, I had to give her a hug, and I had to tell her, it's going to get better. Don't let people treat you this way. Your daughter, your roommate, it doesn't matter. You don't let people treat you this way. And she told me, you're just like an angel at a gas station. And I sat in my car, I got in my car, and I knew I did what I was. And actually, let me tell you this real quick crazy thing. Before I got in my car, she said, if you want to look me up on Facebook, my name is, she gave me your name. So I looked her up and I added her. I said, I'm going to do that right now, because I forget. I have ADD. I will forget. So I looked her up right then and there, and I added her, and I sent her a Facebook message, and the only message that I sent her was, hang in there, Mama. It's going to get better. That's it. This job is so much more than selling Beachbody products. This job should help you become a better person. This job can change your life if you let it, and if you look at it in a positive way. I don't know if I'm ever going to make a dime off of her, and you know what? To be quite honest with you, I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn whether I make a dime off of her. All I know is that she's going to go home tonight feeling just a little bit better because I happened to reach out to her at a gas station. I love you guys.